Please allow me just 2 minutes to introduce you to an exciting, very lucrative business that can change your financial situation dramatically. Yes, everyday people like you and I are earning substantial income within the first few months. I'm sure you are well aware there's been a major paradigm shift in the way people do business today. More and more people are using the internet to buy everyday goods and services for their home or office, to shop for gifts, and to book travel. A solid company has provided a brilliant business model as a way for you and I to get in front of this explosive growth, earn money, save money, and create a six-figure lifestyle. It doesn't get much better than that. You will have your very own internet business that allows you to earn money 24 hours a day without sitting in front of a computer. And the compensation structure, well, it's so lucrative, I couldn't possibly give it justice in this short video. And whether you are looking for part-time, full-time, or obscene life-changing income, we have something for you. We are a team of savvy business professionals looking for people who would like to earn at least $10,000 a month, stay at home with their families. Does that sound like you? If you have the desire to improve your situation immediately and can follow simple directions, you have what it takes. So get back to the person who shared this with you. Tell them you want to learn more right now and earn your first check next week. Thank you for watching and have a great day.
Now it's time to discover what the wealthy know, what the rich teach their children that the poor and middle class don't. Let's first begin by discussing the wealth principle of being rich. You see, the definition of rich is when your passive income is greater than your living expenses. And passive income can be described as the income that you receive from not working your job, like residual income. See, when the income that you receive from not working your job is more than it costs you to live, you really are rich. So let's examine the structure of every job. You see, every job is structured this way. At the top, you always have an owner or a CEO who makes more money than the president, who always makes more money than the vice president, who always makes more money than the middle managers and supervisors. And in that big area there, the people that do all the work, those are the employees or the staff, and oftentimes they feel like slaves. Really, folks, they're slaves to a clock. See, they have a certain time they come in, a certain time they get off, a certain time they go to lunch, a certain time they better be back. And they're going to do this for 20 to 40 years. Then that special day comes and they get to retire with half the income they were earning in the first place. Well, think about this. This is the structure that most people are living their lives with. Well, folks, think about this. When you start a job, typically you start at the bottom, working your way up. You're coming in early, staying late, shooting for that big promotion, working your way all the way up to the middle. See, rarely have I heard the story of the employee that started at the bottom and worked their way all the way up to being the CEO. Well, let me ask you, given the choice between the bottom, the middle, or the top, which one would you rather be? Which one do you think makes the most money? Obviously, it's the CEO that makes the most money because that CEO gets paid off of other people's efforts. You see, the CEO is the only one in this structure that has leverage. See, this CEO gets paid off of the production of every other employee. Folks, that's the definition of leverage, working less while earning more. So let's examine the income structure for every situation that seems to fall in 4 separate categories that we call the cash flow quadrant. The first category we're going to talk about is the E quadrant. This means you're an employee. Someone employs you. Well, what's wrong with that? Well, your income is automatically limited because it takes you to earn the income. You see, there's only one of you and there's only 24 hours in a day, so automatically your income is limited. Then you have the S quadrant. These are your specialists, your lawyers, doctors, electricians, plumbers. Typically, they make more than the average employee, but their income depends on them doing the work. You see, if a lawyer's not practicing law, if a doctor's not doctoring, if a plumber's not plumbing, they're not earning any income. They typically complain about how much they work, even though they earn more than the average employee. Still, only one of them and only 24 hours in a day. Then you have the richest quadrant in the world. This is the B quadrant, the big business quadrant. The reason this is the richest quadrant in the world is these people get paid off of other people's effort. This is the quadrant that Oprah Winfrey's in. Donald Trump is in there. Bill Gates is in there. The richest quadrant in the world is the B quadrant, the big business quadrant. Then you have the I quadrant. I stands for investor. Well, what works for investors? Money. Typically, if you don't have any money, you can't be a very good investor. All we want to show you folks is how you can go from the E quadrant to the B quadrant, perhaps the S quadrant to the B quadrant, which is the richest quadrant in the world, how you can do it all for the price of a cell phone. And then that quadrant leads to the I quadrant. Folks, what we want to do is look at a study of 100 people ranging from ages 20 to 65, 45 years in the working environment. Look at that. The top 5% stand alone. They're rich and financially independent because they own their own business. The bottom 95 had one thing in common. They had a job. Folks, our choices determine our opportunities. Do you want to live or survive? You want to retire sooner or later? You want to live comfortable or uncomfortable? See, no more starting at the bottom and working your way to the top. Why not just start at the top? Be your own CEO. That comes with leverage, folks. And remember, leverage is working less while earning more. John D. Rockefeller, multimillionaire, said, I would rather earn 1% of 100 other people's efforts than 100% of my own. Let's examine how most employees get paid. You see, the average employee works 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, which comes to 40 hours a week, $160 a month, and $1920 a year. Let's compare that if that same employee earned leverage off of 10 other people working the same amount. You go from earning off of 40 hours a week to earning off of 400 hours a week. But let's look at those same 10 people built a team of 10 people and compare what the average person working only earning income off their own production getting paid off of the production of 100 people working only 1 hour per day. Now you can clearly see how some people get paid more per month than others earn all year. Folks, it all has to do with leverage. Let's suppose your boss came to you and said, we have a new way of doing things around here. We want to raise the company's profitability, cut costs, and pay our employees more. We no longer want you to show up here at work. You can do all your work from home and we'll send your checks to your house. We're so positive that this will help the company that we would also like for you to find other people that want to work from home, and we'll pay you some of what we're paying them for finding them. Folks, this is going to give you true leverage. But let's take it a step further. Say there was no boss, that you were the boss. Folks, that's what we're talking about. Earning a serious income from word of mouth advertising. Network marketing has proven itself to be a viable and rewarding source of income, says all these millionaires and billionaires. So now that you have discovered what the wealthy know, now you understand that the harvest is plenty.
Welcome to the Monumental Business Overview. Monumental momentum and value changes everything. Monumental was founded in Dublin, Georgia in 2010. The company has deep pockets, zero debt, and they partnered with the industry's best provider. We're talking about the number one most powerful, most reliable network available. You see, Monumental is committed to capturing 1% of the wireless market share. Just to give you an example of the magnitude of that, that comes to $4.2 billion per month. And you've been invited to lead the national expansion. In today's challenging economy, people are finding solutions. Monumental has the solution, providing extreme customer value, all while creating a profitable home-based business. You see, your timing is perfect because there's a market shift that's taking place right now. You see, 85% of cell phone users are currently under some sort of contract, but over the next 18 to 24 months, that market is going to shift away from contract. You see, Monumental has been aware of this market shift and produced a very lucrative compensation plan, all centered around a service that virtually everyone uses. Think about it. Everyone has a cell phone. Children have cell phones. Adults have cell phones. Seniors have cell phones. Just to give you an idea, there's currently 309 million people in the United States of America, babies included. But folks, there's 312 million active cell phones. There's literally more cell phones in use than there are people in the United States. What Monumental offers, ladies and gentlemen, once again, is the nation's number one coverage. No contract, no credit check, no cancellation fees, no surprise bills. Keep your very same phone number and your same existing compatible phone. Our smart plans begin at only $29.95 per month. But folks, that represents a final number, meaning all taxes and service charges and fees are included at that one low price. Now, 95% of cell phone users in this country fit within our second plan. That's our unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for only $39.95. Folks, again, that's a final number, including fees, taxes, service charges, and everything. Now, everyone pays pays a $25 activation fee, which all carriers do have. So folks, select the plan that fits you perfectly. You see, Monumental is built on simplicity. For a person to become a customer, step up the power of their network while reducing their cell phone bill, simply pay the $25 activation fee and pick the plan that fits you the best. But I want you to think right now, when you walk into your wireless provider store, what do you see? You see cell phones and accessories. Well, folks, you're going to have your very own authorized wireless retail store right there on the internet. Folks, it provides phone plans along with cell phones and accessories, Bluetooth, cords, batteries. Folks, all of this for only $19.95 per month. Now let's talk about how to maximize the Monumental compensation plan as a gold distributor. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that you launch your Monumental business where you are your first customer. What I mean by that, folks, $399 sets you up in business, includes your activation fee, your private Monumental business line, and a starter phone. But now to create that leverage where you'll get paid even when you're not working, simply refer this business to others, folks, and now you're earning each time that happens $50 again and again. Now, there's no limit on how many you can refer this business to, ladies and gentlemen, but listen carefully. What it takes to complete your gold network is a minimum of 2 personal referrals and a total of 6. Once you've got that in place, folks, simply bring aboard 5 phone customers. And again, a phone customer is just paying the $25 activation fee. But because you are the authorized wireless provider, you earn 20 of the $25 activation fee. 5 customers does not mean 5 households. It simply means 5 cell phones. Maybe your 5 customers can come from one household. Your cell phone, your wife's cell phone, your kid's cell phone. You get the picture. Once you brought in a minimum of 2 and a total of 6, you've now earned $400, which is more than it took to start and launch your Monumental business. Now, your gold network continues to pay you through infinity, but now you're ready to be promoted to what we call a qualified director. Now you're going to gain an additional network, your qualified director network that runs through infinity. But watch this, ladies and gentlemen, because now anytime you refer this business model to anyone that gets started and customer qualified just like you, you're going to earn $150 every time that happens, paid to you next week. Here's the power behind this, folks. Now, when they refer the business to others, you're still earning $150 every time that happens. Just imagine if you brought aboard right there in your qualified director network 10 personal referrals, folks, that would pay you $1,500 next week. But as they begin to refer others to your qualified network, now you're earning $100 every time that happens, whether you know them or not, whether in the same city or state or not. And folks, this continues on through infinity. Now, once you've developed 2 qualified directors that you've personally referred and 2 others anywhere within your qualified director network, and bring aboard another 5 additional phone customers, now you're ready to receive an additional network, folks. But keep in mind, your qualified director network continues to pay you through infinity. But now you've been promoted to regional director, and you gain a regional director network as well. Now, every time that you refer this business to anyone that comes aboard and gets started just like you, folks, guess what? Now you're earning $200 time and time again. And there's no limit on how many you can refer this business to. But here's the magic. As they begin to refer this business model to others, you're still earning $200 every time that happens. Just imagine if you went to sleep last night and somewhere in the country, 5 people came aboard right there in your regional director network, folks, that represents $1,000 paid to you next week. But as they begin to refer the business to others, folks, listen carefully, you're going to now begin to earn $150 through infinity, whether you know them or not, whether you're either referring or not. Folks, this is what I call creating true leverage. Now, once you brought aboard 2 regional directors that you personally referred and have a total of 4 anywhere in your regional director network, bring aboard another 5 phone customers, folks. Now you're ready to gain an additional network that pays through infinity. But let me point out, you're still earning from your gold network. You're still earning from your qualified director network. You're still earning from your regional director network, but now you've been promoted to executive director. What that means, folks, is every personal referral now pays you $225 time and time again. And there's no limit on how many you may personally refer within your executive director network. But again, as they begin to do the same thing that you've done, you're still earning $225 every single time that happens. And folks, this income is paid to you next week, folks. But as they begin to share the business with others, you're now earning $175 paid through infinity. Folks, let me tell you, these are 4 powerful networks all working within Volumental's powerful compensation plan. You see, folks, Volumental has put together an extremely lucrative residual income plan, all centered around you getting paid every single time your customers or your business partners pay their cell phone bills. And folks, let's face it, you never have to call anybody and remind them to pay their cell phone bill. That's something they're going to do each and every month. So think of the people that you know right now that have a cell phone. When they pay their cell phone bill, would you like a check to show up there at your house? Well, Volumental has made that possible for you, ladies and gentlemen. What is your reason that you wanted to improve your income? I want you to think about right now your New Year's resolution. Perhaps you want to acquire that dream home, or maybe pick out that fancy car that you've had your eye on. Perhaps you just want to eliminate your debt or save for your kids' college fund. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you want to retire from the traditional workforce. Whatever your reason is, I truly believe that Volumental can help you achieve your goals and your dreams. So get started now. Lock in your spot. Be a part of the explosion of the national expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that succeeding with Volumental and walking that path through success is absolutely as easy as 1, 2, 3. So here's our quick training, folks. Step 1, become a product of the product. Become your very own Volumental customer. Step 2, now you begin to build a list of contacts. We suggest you start with 50 potential phone customers and 50 income opportunity seekers. We want you to learn the talk track and to get 5 phone customers now with the phone customer script. Now it's all a matter of you plugging into the system and going. See, folks, system stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. We suggest that you book 3 grand opening parties. We call them go parties. And then make yourself a 12-month commitment to win. Folks, we suggest that you register at thehip.biz. And don't you dare miss opportunity or training calls and plug in to the business and leadership events. I want to just say to you that you can have, do, or be anything that you want if you'll just take that first step and believe. Ladies and gentlemen, if I had to sum up this incredible business opportunity in one word, I would simply say it is Volumental.